woman, black hips, black kiss, black lips, afro with a black pig. Love when you talk that blackish. Black man, black fist,
Vokal Dialect,
black grip,
like, comment, subscribe.
Vokal Dialect podcast. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Vokal Dialect podcast. Like, comment, subscribe.
Black schools, black scholars, black doctors, black designers, black garments, black stage, black performance, black panel, black audience, black mothers, black fathers, black sons, black daughters, black love, black honor. You black today, you gonna be black tomorrow. Black woman, black hips, black kiss, black lips, afro with a black pig. Love when you talk that black.
The mind is not a static entity, but it is a dynamic and it is evolving phenomenon. Thoughts, emotions, beliefs, perceptions, shaping our experiences of the world and influencing our behavior. That's why the so-called people that run the world, they're always trying to influence your behavior. They're trying to shape your emotions, shape your beliefs, shape your perceptions. The thing of the media dealing with multi-ethnic destruction in America, maniac, European devils in action, and you have to think about the word democracy. Democracy is demo is short for demon, and cracy is Latin. It means to rule. The average man only knows about 300 words, and they're supposed to know 3,000 words. But to master your mind, you must first seek overstanding. And when you seek overstanding, you have to also realize that understand, it's a law word. It means to stand under someone else's law. That's why I say overstand, because I'm comfortable with saying overstand because I know what it means. Some people say understand as well. But the mind operates on many different levels, multi levels, from the subconscious, where our deepest thoughts are. And that's why when you are born, the first thing they try to captivate is the mind, your instincts. Your instincts reside in your mind. And all of this is attached to your consciousness, your rationale, your thought decision making. That's why it's important to always build your crown chakra and to govern yourself accordingly once you have neutralized and learned the psychological process of shaping our own thoughts and actions. And a lot of times we're dealing with the mind, we have to deal with self-awareness, and that's the cornerstone of mastering your mind. It's the ability to observe your thoughts, your emotions, your behavior, your judgments. All of this is attached to your mind. Self-mastery is very important, very important. And that's why having knowledge of self is the same thing as self-mastery. Self-awareness, self-mastery, having knowledge of self. And then you can develop a deep understanding of your inner world, and you can become that beacon of light that shines out of the dark cornerstones of your own subconsciousness. And self-mastery also allows you to recognize the challenges limiting your beliefs and the pattern that the world has set before you, the patterns of your thoughts that may be holding you back. That's why it's always good to renew your mind. In 48 Laws of Power, Law 25 says, recreate your mind. And you will definitely recreate your mind by having a sense of inner witness. That means you can gain a greater control of your reactions, your responses. Another thing is being in control of your emotions. You have to be in control of your emotions. All this is dealing with self-awareness, self-mastery, and you begin to learn how to empower yourself and how to engage the things that happens all around you. And we have to think about emotional intelligence. Emotions are fundamental aspects of the human experience, serving as a powerful signals. I'm going to say it again. Emotions are a fundamental aspects of the human experience, serving as powerful signals that guide us through our behavior. And when you dig into emotions, it also is a great part of our decision making. To master your mind, you must develop the emotional intelligence, the ability to understand and regulate your emotions effectively. A lot of men are emotional because they do not know how to regulate themselves. The government governs you because you do not know how to govern yourself. Emotional intelligence involves recognizing and acknowledging your emotions without being overwhelmed by them. That's what drives people to insanity. It requires you to cultivate both the good and the bad about yourself and others, and learning how to respond to the things that is presented to you in a orderly fashion so you would not be so emotional. So you have to have poise, grace, you have to have comfort, and you have to have a strategy where you don't let your mind overwhelm you to make the wrong decisions. It's very simple because the mind is inherently capable of rewiring itself. That's the chemical makeup of us, dealing with the neuron circuits through the experience that it practices. Also, your mind is a computer; it will remember. If you rewire yourself, that's the whole thing of renewing your mind, as they say in the Bible, or or know thyself, as they say in Islam, and that particular school of thought as well. The cognitive reconstructing and the process of challenging and reframing the negative or distorted thoughts and belief, replacing them with more constructive and empowering alternatives. And this is one of my things that I also tell people. I tell them it's positive, not negative. It's constructive and not destructive. We really have to focus and have a great deal of concentration when dealing with the mind. In today's past world, the ability to focus and concentrate is more important than ever. Distractions are going to come. Our attention, certain things that come before us, pulls our attention away from us. That's presented to us in that timely fashion or that moment. And another thing to self mastery and mastering your mind is that you definitely control your thoughts, your thinking pattern. Can you focus on an object and only think of that particular object as you look at it and not let the things around you distract you? Can you think of one thought in your head and hold that thought without thinking of another thought as you continue to think of only that thought that you have presented in your head? You have to cultivate the art of focus, learning to direct your attention with intentions and purpose. Everything we do, it has to have some form of intentions and purpose. That means we have to look at what we're doing and know our intent and know our purpose. There are different practices as far as meditations, deep work techniques, and mindful exercises that's going to keep us focused and learning how to deal with concentration. I just gave you one of them. Training the mind to stay present and engage. You can enhance your productivity, your creativity, and you will not let the things around you and the world overwhelm you. And when you let the things around you overwhelm you and overall distort what you're trying to accomplish that day, it affects your well-being. It will start to affect your health because the mind is very powerful. Like they used to say on TV, the mind is a terrible thing to waste. And the mental resilience is what you're going to build up. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, testing the limits of our strength. We have to learn how to focus and have resilience. We have to persevere. To master your mind, you must also cultivate the mental resilience and the ability to bounce back from any adversity that comes before you. Like I say, you have to have poise, you have to have grace, you have to have fortitude. The mental resilience involves embracing failure as opportunity to grow. You know what I'm saying? Maintaining a positive outlook in the face of adversity and cultivating a sense of gratitude for the blessings in our life. By developing resilience, we can navigate life's ups and downs, and we can have a greater ease on our mind, and it also builds up our mental confidence because as we continue to face the challenges that come before us and we are maintaining a positive outlook, we know it's trouble. We know something is going on. We're constantly maintaining that particular positive outlook. Then we can build up the confidence, the strength, the power to move forward. Focusing your mind. The mind is very important. And that's when you get into Tahuti's first law of creation. The all is mind and the mind is mental. A lot of men need to focus on their mind. And when you're dealing with the mind, you're dealing with character. Dealing with the mind builds better character, and it also establishes you to respect yourself better and to respect the things around you as well. But as you begin to build your mind, then you begin to have vision. You begin to have visualization. Very powerful tool as far as mastering your mind, harnessing the creative power and imagining how to manifest your desires. That's a lot of people talk about the I can't think of the law of I think it's the law of manifestation, building up your mental mind and doing that things as well. Cultivating inner peace, true mastery of the mind is not merely achieving all the things that you want to be successful with, but it's also about building inner peace. You know, the mind must be cultivated to a sense of harmony, balance. Balance is very important. Thinking about balance, you know, it brings me up to about the mayat. Mayat is balance. And we must always learn how to live in harmony. And live in harmony, as far as dealing with the mind, brings us back to the ancient times of us living in harmony as we learn and study nature. Don't forget, our ancestors were students of nature. A very, um, a very good thing to remember is where we come from and where what's going on as far as the present day. Because one of the things that is out of order is the environment that we live in. Don't forget, we as a people dealing with the melanated man and woman, the black man, the black woman, have been robbed of real economics, real social studies, real science. We have been robbed of a great sense of how we deal with our reality. And cultivating that inner peace is very important as far as mastering the mind. Because if we as a people can never cultivate our inner peace, then we have to pull order out of chaos. And and chaos is one of the five forms of government. I mean, anarchy is one of the five forms of government. So the government that you've been governed by is definitely has its rules out of chaos, which is a very troubling thing because if you do not cultivate your inner peace as far as dealing with your mind, it will distract your mental resilience, your mental force. It will mess up your visualization. It will bring you out of your focus, your concentration. You know, it will mess with your cognitive reconstructing. It will also mess with your emotions, the emotional intelligence. It will also bring you out of order and out of balance as far as dealing with self-awareness, self-mastery, and mastering yourself and understanding the mind. And some people say understand the mind, which is cool. It will bring everything that you're trying to undo. It will bring it into a state of chaos because you cannot cultivate your inner peace. Every ethnic group, God, I say that word loosely, God, because I do not say God. I say, because the word God was created 1750 AD. So I say the creator of the balanced universe, or I may use an ancient name as the all or the source, because the creator of the balanced universe is the source of everything. And we have to look at that. And we learned that as a people in ancient Kemet as we study nature. We learned that very much so. And you can read it in many books. There are many books that teach you that. So, cultivating the inner peace, and there are a lot of practices that will teach you that. Yoga is one, meditation is one, as I mentioned before. How to focus in your mind and dealing with the things that is out of balance. You have to cut out the chatter. And the best way to cut out the chatter, to cut out the noise, the thoughts and your emotions, is you learning where you come from. Learn your chemical makeup. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. What makes you melanated? Where did this chemical makeup come from? This is very important to us as a people. And I can never say it enough. You get what I'm saying? You want a lifelong journey? Find balance. You want self-discovery? Find balance. You want to cultivate your mind? Find balance. You want to renew your mind? Find balance. You want to master yourself? Find balance. It's all of these things are important. Having knowledge of self, know thyself, and do for self. Self-awareness, emotional intelligence, focus, resilience, visualization. All of this is key as far as inner peace. And so a great people, as such as us, and everything comes from us. There are many ways that we can read about it, and there are many things that they tell us in the media that this come from us, and they show us that it come from us. I would say this: the oldest bones are found in Africa, and that is contributed to the Twa people. Those are the oldest bones are found in Africa, and I think the person was of that particular lineage, dealing with the Twa people. If the oldest bones were found in Africa and they were black, so you already know a lot of the things that they present to us in the public is false. That's why it's very important to know thyself, to do for self. It's very important to know thyself. If you don't know yourself, how can you move forward in life? If you don't know yourself, how can you be that person that brings a better light into a bad situation? You get what I'm saying? So as you continue to embark this journey, you got to remember those things that I just spoke about. The mind, mastering the mind. My thing is the focus and mastering of the mind, which is very important. If you never master yourself, you never take yourself to that higher echelon where you need to go. If you never master yourself, you will never build up the mental force. That means you will become a statistic of the things that happen in this particular society that the government wants to perpetuate. Don't forget, everything that's presented before us is perpetuating madness. It's perpetuating madness. Like I said before, one of the 5 forms of government is anarchy. And they try to present order out of chaos because the Wazungu, the European, is out of order. It's out of balance. So therefore, they're bringing chaos into every situation that is before you. These are just facts. These are just principles. You can check out the media, look at the news, and everything is commerce. See, once you master your mind, you begin to realize that everything is money. They're not concerned with nature. They are an enemy with nature. And for that particular ethnic group being an enemy of nature, they try to destroy nature. That's why we have so much GMOs. That's why we have so much bad food. That's why a lot of people have candidas in their body. You know, these are the things that is before us. So definitely cultivating inner peace and having the harmony and the balance and the mind and the will to deal with your emotions and your thoughts and to master your mind and your emotions and your thoughts. As you watch the movie Matrix and Neo, when he went to the young boy and he bent the spoon, he did it with his mind. He bent the silver spoon. Many times I have a practice that I do where I sit in my office. I light something that I like as far as an incense. I let it burn, and then I begin to focus my mental mind because I know this is what's going to help me to the end. We have to focus our mental mind, and mastering the mind is the ultimate frontier of human potential. We have the keys to unlock the fullness of our existence. Your ancestors that came before us, their memories are in your veins through self-knowledge, mastering yourself, self-awareness, and regulating your emotions, building up your focus, your resilience, your visualization, having that harmony, the balance, and the inner peace is the key to your mindful being fulfilled. You having the mental power of your mind to create anything that you want to create as far as real and true manifestation. It's just that simple. We have to do this as a people because no one is presenting this to us. Everything that presents us in the media and in the public is negative. It's cool. I get it. But I will say this, the Wazungu, the European have not been in power that control. It just seems like they've been in control. You come from an era where there are golden ages, where there are dynasties. You come from an era where we build. We were alchemists. We learned and mastered theologies. We were students of nature. We learned and we build from what we saw, what the Creator gave us, the source, the all, the great power, the El Kalum. We learned and we saw, we visualized and we build, and we were in harmony with nature. We was not an enemy of nature. And you have to think about that. And these are certain keys that will help you build your mind to let you know that you are not a lesser person. Once you start to use your mental force and you can transcend the limitations of your past and step into your future with infinite possibilities. That's the whole key. You have to think like that. Know thyself, do for self, think for self. And this is all about mastering the mind, understanding the mind, having the power of the mind, mastering the mind, the path to self-mastery. The path to self-mastery is the key, and it is very important. Remember the things: overstanding the mind, self-awareness, self-mastery, emotional intelligence, cognitive reconstruction, focus and concentration, mental resilience, visualization, cultivating your inner peace, harmony, and balance. We must move forward as a people, and we must also take this journey and be prepared for whatever we're going to be faced with. So this is it right here as far as mastering the mind. My name is Knowledge Born 7, 360 degrees of the cipher, 120 degrees of wisdom, 120 degrees of knowledge, 120 degrees of overstanding, 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. I am the original dark matter magic, and I stand before you as this was something that was on my mind. I had to get off my mind. I had to get this off my chest. So I ask my people, please master your mind, master yourself, govern yourself, even though the United States of America wants to govern you. You have to find that mental focus, build that mental resilience to move forward in life, and never let anything distract you. You're a powerful people. We are a powerful people, and we come from a great, great, great civilization. And without us, there would be no Western world. Everything they have, it comes from us. These are some thoughts that I had to get off my chest. So in conclusion, master the mind is the ultimate frontier of your human potential, offering keys to unlock your fullness as you move around out here in this society, in your existence. So self-mastery, self-awareness, we must stay focused, build mental resilience, and have the vision and the inner peace and the harmony and the balance. So stay peaceful out there. And this is Knowledge Born 7, Mastering the Mind.
I mean, it might sound too philosophical, but it's unacting, acting, or acting, unacting. If you...
You've lost me.
I have, right? So what I'm saying, actually, you see, I mean, it's a combination of both. I mean, here it is the natural instinct, and here is control. You are to combine the two in harmony. Not, if you have one to the extreme, you will be very unscientific. If you have another to the extreme, you become all of a sudden a mechanical man, no longer a human being. So it is a successful combination of both. So therefore, it is not only, so therefore it's not pure naturalness or unnaturalness. The ideal is unnatural naturalness or natural unnaturalness.
Yin yang, eh?
Right, man, that's it. But if you do not have styles, if you just say, well, here I am, you know, as a human being, how can I express myself? Totally and completely. Now, that way, you won't create a style, because style is a crystallization, you know? I mean, that way, it's a process of continuing growth. Hand-wise, it's very slow.
Oh, is it?
And you push it out, but all the time you are keeping the continuity going. Bending, stretching, everything. You know, suppose, you know, I mean, you just keep it moving.
It's like a ballet dancer there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to them, you see, the idea is running water never grows stale. So you got to just keep on flowing.
Interesting that we don't, in our world, and haven't since the days of the Greeks who did, combined philosophy and art with sport. But quite clearly, the Oriental attitude is that the three are facets of the same things.
Man, listen, you see, really, to me, okay, to me, ultimately, martial art means honestly expressing yourself. Now, it is very difficult to do. I mean, it is easy for me to put on a show and be cocky,
yeah,
and be flooded with a cocky feeling and then feel like pretty cool and all that. Or I can make all kinds of phony things, you see what I mean? Blinded by it. Or I can show you some really fancy movement. But to express oneself honestly, not lying to oneself, and to express myself honestly, now that, my friend, is very hard to do. And you have to train. You have to keep your reflexes so that when you want it, it's there. When you want to move, you're moving. And when you move, you are determined to move. Not taking 1 inch, not anything less than that. If I want to punch, I'm going to do it, man, and I'm going to do it, you see. So, I mean, so that is the type of thing you have to train yourself into it, to become one with the... You think?
Yeah, this is very
empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.